We identify students who are in need of extra support mainly through our progress and guidance teams. To use the old vernacular, that's the old pastoral teams. So you're going through, you form tutors who meet with the students from 8:30 to 9 o'clock every single morning. And they highlight any concerns that they may have, and they report that. We have a head of year and an assistant head of year for all 5 year groups. We also get our information from primary schools even before the students set foot in this building, so it's part of our transition work that we meet with every primary school teacher who gives us a little bit of background information, a case study on each student. Once a concern has been raised in school, mostly by my team, the progress and guidance team, by the mainstream in effect of the school, once that has been raised, a form is filled in and that is sent to our inclusion meetings. The inclusion meetings are held once a week and they're made up of myself, assistant head progress and guidance, the assistant head of special needs inclusion, by the Senko officer, by the manager of the personalised learning centre, and by our resident social worker. And what we do is we sit down once a week and we talk about these children, we identify what their needs are, and we put in place a support package to ensure that the student is fully supported in school to continue with the learning. For example, a student might be identified as being at risk of drug taking outside of school. This will have an impact in the morning, in their ability to concentrate, etc., etc. So if that need has been identified, then we will work with an outside agency such as Early Break, who we invite to come into school on a Monday, and we ensure that students who need to speak to Early Break have access to that support. For example, we're a pilot school in terms of employing a social worker in school. So the social worker is part funded by ourselves. She's based in school, she works from school, and whilst, yes, she has to deal with children who are on a child protection plan, for example, she's also there so she can work on early intervention, so that if we identify students who are at risk of domestic violence, who've been witness to domestic violence, then she is in place to also put in a support package to support that child to feel emotionally that they are helped to remain in school and able to concentrate on their work and on their GCSE exams.
Okay, we've got a new initiative in the school around resilience, which is really pulling together all the support that we give to the young people, and it gives us a common language in order to talk about the children and their needs, and also to help us meet those children's needs. And the way we do that is through collaborative inquiry, which is a new initiative where the school community get together, from the cooks to the ancillary workers to teachers to support staff, and we meet regularly to talk about the children in terms of a resilience framework. So we're looking at the whole child, and we're looking at their needs, and we're trying to develop an approach that supports the child in the best way that we can. So the outcomes from those collaborative inquiries, an example of that would be that we might try and get a child involved in a gymnastics club or a club that they're interested in. And the idea behind that is that a lot of our children can't manage those situations because they might go to try and engage in a club on their own outside of school, and it falls apart because of their behaviour difficulties. So what we do practically is maybe provide a member of staff to go along with them, to negotiate with the club in terms of the needs of the pupils and how best they understand those needs, and then that member of staff might actually see them through that process. And what we found is, by doing that, is it's affecting the child's self-esteem. They have a purpose, not just in terms of their school life, but actually what that does is it supports them in how they're feeling when they come to school, and that is really important. So we're really looking at the whole child and seeing how we can support them to become good citizens, to become better people, to give them hope and give them a purpose in life that isn't just about education, but what it does do is it actually supports them in their education because it makes them feel better about themselves.